Here's a look at a recap of your markets on this Wednesday, the 15th day of January. Have our markets now reached the top? I don't know, but looks like at least for the time being, maybe we have found a break in the market and going to kind of settle at steady money. Take a look at the Missouri Stocker formula. That's a weighted average formula of all the steers in the state weighing 400 to 649 pounds of went through the auction barns, the medium and large ones and twos. It's a 7-day rolling average formula price. Currently, we've got 7,631 head in the formula with a weighted average weight of 564.45 pounds, a price value of $332.63. That's off just a little bit from yesterday, which was our all-time record high for this cycle. Started to see some feedlot trade develop around, and we'll get to that after we take a look at what's going on at the auction barns today. We'll look at Windsor Livestock Auction. Now, they're not done yet today. They're about 2,000 head into an offering of about 3,000 head as of the recording of this report. Of course, they haven't had a sale since prior to the Christmas holidays, so the prices there just miles above where they were prior to Christmas. Majority of the steers $10 to $15 higher, some spots all the way up to $35 higher. The steers, medium and large ones, 400 to 500 pounds at $347 to $384.50. 5 to 6 weights are selling from $315 to $371. 6 to 7 weights, $289 to $329.50. 7 to 8 weights, $259 to $301. The feeder heifers, 400 to 500 pound heifers at $340 to $350. 5 to 6 weights at $284 to $351 and a quarter. 6 to 7 weights at $260 to $290. Take a look at the box beef cutout values. Choice closed up $1.16 at $334.14. Select 67 cents lower at $318.04. Those values based on a volume of 132 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds today. The Choice Select spread setting at $16.10. Taking a look at that feedlot trade, as of the 2 o'clock cutoff time for the report, just under 12,000 head of confirmed negotiated sales. Very likely we had more sales that didn't get turned in today or took place after the 2 o'clock cutoff. But taking a look at what's sold so far, mostly steady money with last week. Texas has reported about 1,000 head, 201. Kansas, 6,100 head at $2 to 201. That's steady to $1 higher. Iowa, 2,000 head, 203 to 205.50. Nebraska, just a small handful so far, 250 head. They were all at 322 dressed. Taking a look at the closing futures markets, that national feeder cattle index published by the CME at 278.04. That's down 27 cents from yesterday and off about 51 cents from the all-time high that was set late last week. That index this week's just kind of been bouncing back and forth right about that 278 level. Live cattle for February closed at 198.52, up $1.12. April 199.32, up 117. January feeder cattle, 275.22. That's up $1.12. March, 269.80, up 160. Lean hogs for February, that was only red in the livestock complex today, 50 cents lower, 83.12. All the rest of contracts higher. April closed at 91.02, up 52 cents. Turning our attention to the grain markets at the elevators around the state on Wednesday, soybeans were 5 to 9 lower, wheat 1 to 3 higher, corn 2 to 7 higher. Corn bids in St. Louis, 482 to 488. Kansas City, 438 to 468. Soybean bids in St. Louis, 1056 to 1061. Kansas City, 992 to 1042. Wheat bids, St. Louis, 557 to 569. Kansas City at 517. On the board of trade, March corn closed 4 1/4 higher, 478 3/4. May at 488, up 3 1/4. March beans down 4 3/4, 1042 3/4. May at 1055 1/4, down 6. Wheat for March, 3/4 cent higher, 547. May was up a half cent, 558 3/4. Soybean meal for March down $3.80 a ton at 302 even. Soybean oil for March up a nickel a hundredweight, at 46.27. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Wednesday. This is Tony Hancock.